This is the most fun thing I can think about talking about, and this is the process of making the teas for Magic Hour and for you. So you are my muses, and I go into the creation process asking how I can most delight, surprise, and help you. And then I basically start creating. So I have this little prayer that I say, Dear God, please show me how to serve. And then I just start creating. And so what happens in a state of creation for me is I'm always in a state of inquiry, curiosity, and hopefulness that I will be allowed to serve and create more teas. And then all of my life starts becoming the answer. So my therapist used to say, be careful what you ask for, because whatever you ask for, you'll start receiving. And if I ask for inspiration, then I start receiving it. If I ask for motivation, I start receiving it. And if I ask you what you're looking for, you often tell me. So the process of Z and Magic Hour Tea is basically a prayer. I pray and then I start to create. And these teas, like the angel teas, they came through a couple years ago, but they weren't ready yet. The formulas hadn't downloaded. I tend to feel like the packaging sometimes will start appearing, the theme will start appearing, and then I'll be like, oh, angel teas. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. But what are angel teas? And it took a little while, and then I started realizing, oh, they're frequencies, because angels are frequencies. And so then the more deep study and communicating with my angels, the more I started realizing that flower frequencies are the only real thing on planet Earth that sort of mirrors the divine in a very clear way. So then I started getting the flower frequencies. So with like 1111, this is a tea for miracles, and this is like blue lotus from Egypt, and pineapple and fruit and butterfly pea flower and lavender, all of which open the crown chakra. And then with the 222, the twin flame tea, this is papaya and rose and oolong, all kind of my favorite things in one. And I'm just gonna make some of this. And because it's twin flame, it's heart chakra, so it's all roses open the heart chakra. So my process might not be linear, and it might be a little strange for other people, but I basically open up my curiosity and then I just start receiving messages and downloads. I dream a ton of the blends, and what'll happen is in between the waking hours, like I usually wake up around 4, so in between like 3 and 4, I'll start getting my downloads, and they're clear. It comes through as a sing-song voice. I call it my angel, and it'll be like papaya and rose. Papaya is anti-inflammatory. Rose is high frequency, the highest frequency flower on planet Earth. Rose hips are beautifying and high in vitamin C, so it'll help the body, it'll help the heart, it'll help the mind. And hibiscus is also for heart health. So then all of a sudden, all of the things start to come together and they start to merge and meld. And then the scents come through, and then I start playing with the flavor extracts and the powders and the flowers and the base teas. And then the next thing you know, a product is born. So I'm sort of plucking inspiration from the cosmos and from nature, from my heart, from the angelic realm, and then I'm thinking of scent, and I'm thinking of your experience and how it'll come home to you, how it'll make you feel, how it'll make you feel treasured, how it'll make you feel cherished. And so all of that sort of moves into place, and then it lands. In my lab, in the blending room, I have tons of ingredients. I have a couple hundred ingredients. I have warehouses down the street, which we'll go look at. I have all these beautiful botanicals, and then what happens is I'll download like the first draft of something, and that goes onto a sheet like this. and I download everything in percentages, and then it just kind of comes through. And because I've been blending tea since I was about 3 years old, and now I'm 50, it's like 47 years of experience, I can just sort of tell what's gonna go with what herb will dance with which blend, what spice will dance with each flower, what botanical will dance with a tea leaf. So it just sort of comes through. And I studied herbal medicine in Peru. I've studied tea all over the world. I've done all these things, but it wasn't because it was selfish. It was because I was gathering scents. I was increasing my scent library and my ability to blend things together and have this big Library of Alexandria in my brain and in my body of, if this blends with this, this will happen. If this happens with this, this will happen. And then I just think about the botanicals. So with 333, this is the spark of creativity. And I was thinking, ooh, dragon fruit. When I see this color, I just feel more creative. Okay, well, there's that. And then I'm like, you have to relax into creativity. You have to allow it to come. Passion flower for relaxing and letting things come to you, because normally I'm like, I gotta go get it. Then lemon balm. Lemon balm is soothing. Receive, darling, receive creativity. You don't have to go jumping around so much. So then as I'm putting all of this together, and then I'm tasting and tasting and playing, and then all of a sudden this one little ingredient will drop in, and I'll be like, that's it. And then I've got these natural flavors. My natural flavors are made by a Pure lab. These guys are the purest of purists, and these are alcohol-based extracts from the fruit. And so there's no chemicals in any of our natural flavors. No propylene glycol, no junk. I don't want anything in your body that I wouldn't put in my own or my children's bodies, and that is the purity promise that I have. And so with the natural extracts, what I do is I then will add a little drop, and then I'll smell it. And then all of a sudden something will happen, and everything will alchemize, and everything will burst into an experience and tell a full story. So with all the little individual stories, they all come together and they start to create a whole experience. And each tea is an experience. Each tea is a story. Each tea is a journey of the divine coming down on earth and unifying through you in that one cup of tea. So it sounds like a lot, but for me, it's how I see the whole world. When I'm looking at a garden, I'm seeing how rosemary would go with a hibiscus, and then I'll taste it. No, it doesn't go. But this could go with this. Oh, and then I'll taste it. Oh, this orange peel will go with this jasmine, and then I'll taste it, and it'll be like, oh my God, that. So that's sort of how I see the world. Everywhere I look, I wonder what will go together and what will dance and play together for a flavor party in your mouth. So that's basically my process. Then I love designing the packaging. I have illustrators. This is a painter in Vietnam who did these beautiful paintings for us. The angels are aura energy, and those came all through, and everything just sort of merges together and becomes a whole story, from packaging to flavor to top note, mid note, low note, flowers, what the experience will be, what the taste will be, what the scent will be, all that in a cup of tea. So that's basically my process. It's a whole lot of. But hold on one sec. It all sort of goes together in this alchemy moment where then it becomes a tea ceremony. So all of the excitement, all the wonder, all of God's gifts, all of nature, all of the planetary influence, all of the flowers, all the vibrations, all the fruits, all the essential oils, all the teas, they all land right here. And in this cup is infinity. So in Japanese tea ceremony, the cup symbolizes your infinite nature. There's no beginning, middle, or end of your soul. You can take the cup and trace it like this and be reminded that you may grow old, you may pass from this earth, but your soul never will. Your soul will always be infinite. And so that's why our tagline is Time for Infinity. So I know it's a lot and it can be a little overwhelming, and I know we have a lot of teas, but each one was made with so much love and care and thoughtfulness, so much inspiration and divine direction, and so many conversations with nature and with the divine inspiration that comes through, that I really hope that you understand the gifts of nature and the divine are meeting in your cup to inspire your body, mind, and soul to be harmonized and to remember how precious you are. And that the saying in Japanese tea ceremony, ichigo ichi, this moment only occurs once, is the only thing I want you to really remember. This moment only occurs once, so be present for it. Be in the divine embrace of the moment through breath, awareness, and the senses. May you find ascension even with the moments on earth. All the stress of running a business, if it wasn't for the botanicals and the tea and the gift to you and the inspiration from the divine, you know, I'd probably have a day job somewhere. But I have a 24/7 job of being an instrument of the divine to create these healing potions for you. So that's my process, all in a cup.